will stick with you for the rest of the season. As we'll see, the Penn State Nittany Lions taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Wolverines will kick it off to get us underway. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Smashes ahead. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. So the Penn State Nittany Lions offense will have the first possession of the game. This has an old-school feel to it as this running back makes his way onto the field, and all eyes are fixed. They are glued on him.
The old school, because nowadays it's usually quarterbacks and the other guys that get all the attention, but this guy's so good. He is the focal point. He's the guy everybody's looking to. He's the tone setter. He's the physical bell cow for this team. He will get the rock early and often.
They get him on the ground at the 36 after a pickup of 5.
And that looked like an easy decision for the quarterback. Hand it off, give him the ball, let him get 5+ yards. Nice decision. Nice job by the running back getting the yardage.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. He's going to pass. They're bringing heat. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. A big play for the defense with the first down sack. Now, advantage D as the offense comes up on second down. Pressure coming. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. We might as well state the obvious. First and second down didn't work out. Third and very long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And this is going to be incomplete on third.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
So the Michigan Wolverines offense will take the field for the first time. This is just a great matchup to watch on the outside, and who can win downfield in the passing game.
Man, this reminds me of 1997, Charles Woodson versus David Boston. Two physical athletes that are going to be going toe-to-toe all game long.
Yeah, two alphas, two guys that play the positions where you have to have such confidence, cornerback, wide receiver. Let's see this throwdown.
Feeling some heat. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. They have a first down at the 41-yard line. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, the offense trying to catch him off guard a little bit, running that draw play, but the defense wasn't fooled. Everybody stayed in their lane, and they're able to get the tackle for loss.
And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
They were trying to set up the screen. They were trying to take advantage of this pass rush, but, man, that defender, he beat his guy so quickly, he just blew the play up.
Now facing a third and long from the 50-yard line. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And the third down pass is incomplete.
And third and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets two. He's down at the 21. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Setting up the screen. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit them for a first down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Extending the play. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
After misfiring, it's second down. He's looking to throw. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
For the third straight play, the pass falls incomplete. The Nittany Lions will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Handoff from the gun. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
On second down, wants to throw. Got his man. And there's going to be a loss on that play. Just run out of bounds and avoiding the contact. A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a third and long. This one from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Throwing right. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. The Wolverines will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Yeah, and I tell you what, when you stick these fast suckers in the slot, they don't have to be big. But you get those guys that are so quick in the slot, they can get great matchups, and I can get the ball to them quick because they're such dynamic playmakers.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. They'll leave it with him. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Caught in the backfield. It's DeMarco. And it is well blocked as they pick up enough for a first down.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Going to try to get it himself. Ball's out. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down.
Doesn't it always seem like that ball is on the ground for like 30 seconds? You got 17 guys running at it in slow motion. Like, I got to get the football. Offense, very lucky to get that football back.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they got him. A sack denies the try to convert on 4th down.
And I tell you what, you see this a lot. 4th down, I'm putting pressure on the quarterback. The defense brings the blitz. They have no answer. Nice job being aggressive on a big 4th down.
He's brought down solid. Pick up a little bit short of the first down.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Some misdirection with the counter. At the 45, on his way. He showed it all there. A little looseness, a little power, and he's got the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback on the keeper. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
That's what's so great about these QB runs. They just chip away at the defense. And as this game goes on, these little QB runs, they're going to help keep 3rd downs manageable for this offense.
Got his man out of the backfield. And good blocking in space out there to give him enough room to pick up the first down. And the Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Now adjusting. He felt the heat trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or 2.
Those play-action passes take a little bit longer to develop, right? Because you still have the fake, and then the quarterback turns his back to the defense, has to reset. You got to protect him a little bit better than that, or the fake's got to be a lot better.
Tackle is made right at the 20-yard line after a pickup of 4. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Already in field goal range, but now trying to convert this 3rd and long from the 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Zings it complete to the right. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. He's got it on the run. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Looking to throw on 2nd down. He's got it and still on his feet. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route. This is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. The aerial assault continues. Trying to get to it. And they'll miss the connection here on third down. Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. Never a doubt. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. TCU escaped with the victory. I say escaped. Look, in college football, teams will take any win, but I think those Horned Frog fans could have done without this one being so close. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell. They're getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
3rd and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. Grabbed behind the line. It's DeMarco. And they do a really good job. Not as easy as it looks to get those blocks. And he picks up the first down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Comes out throwing on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Grabbed over the middle. It's Lee. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. Going up top on first down. Fires downfield. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew. But I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit.
Looking for space. It's DeMarco.
I know the passing game sells. The passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Hand off from the shotgun. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the first down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
Despite failing earlier on fourth down, they will try again here. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's incomplete, a missed opportunity.
Great coverage on that fourth down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. He wants to throw here on second down. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming.
It is so beautiful when I get you behind the sticks in guaranteed passing situations, because guess what? I don't have to fire off and play run. I'm going and getting the quarterback and getting him on the ground. That's what defensive linemen live for.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, tough to beat the pageantry and quality of play so far today in Ann Arbor. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. With that said, let's send it back to the fellas in the booth at Michigan Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. The Nittany Lions will boot it away to start the second half. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking field.
Oh, he's going backwards, in trouble, and down he goes. A tremendous loss.
And they get a sack there from the linebacker position. There you have it, linebacker U. This is Penn State defense as we know it. LeVar Arrington, Micah Parsons, Navarro Bowman, Sean Lee. Every year it seems like they're pumping another dude into the NFL, and this guy has a chance to be the next one.
Running back searching for a hole. Powers through the defender. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And the Wolverines will punt it away on fourth down. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He gets a block, and the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer now using it against him.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
And he'll be brought down. Twin receivers on both sides of the field. It's 2nd and 4. The give to the tailback. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And this is why this team is losing this game. They cannot protect their quarterback. He's already been sacked a bunch of times, almost got sacked right there. This guy doesn't have a chance with the way this offensive line is playing.
Couldn't make the play last time. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 30. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And the ball is loose and live in the backfield. Oh, look what I found. The offense keeps it.
Yeah, the receivers got to do a better job in ball security there with all those defenders trying to rip it free. And this offense is lucky they were able to jump on it to keep possession.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Lee. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throwing catch. The Nittany Lions are flying down the field. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6.
That's a nice play on offense there. And how about the tight end getting out of his stance and working his way across the field, using his speed to clear the defense and make the catch.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are not cooperating. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the foot.
Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And that one will put them up here in the second half. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
Man, he's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing that get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going, and something can start to build.
He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it, and what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half, but, man, you're starting to get now in the second half, and this offense just has really, really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the third quarter. They got to get it going now.
Going to try to pop one on the screen. They play that screen nicely. He tried to find his way to the marker, but it'll be 4th down. The Wolverines decide to punt it away. He's got great speed. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Let's see if the defense comes after them. 3rd and short from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Picked off. Takes it the other way. A really good return after the interception puts them in business at the 29.
Man, I feel for this quarterback. I've been there before. I mean, you're playing at night. It's super cold. It's going to be hard to execute these passes. That one got away from the QB, and he throws a pick.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. The throw to the outside is complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. And the Wolverines are threatening in the red zone. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Going to the ground. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They'll throw on 3rd and short. Going for 6. And this one's going to be incomplete. He was trying to make the connection in the back corner of the end zone. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down.
Well, on 3rd and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make it.
They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on down.
He had nowhere to go with the football. You could tell, surveying the field, somebody's got to get open to go make a play. Man, throw it up, run it, do something. You can't take a sack on 4th down. You got to give somebody an opportunity to make a play for him.
Gets him on the ground at the 31, but a nice pickup of 15 yards there.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back. You can see gets north-south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through him.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Got it set up on the outside. They didn't get a ton of yardage there, but they're really effective at using the back out of the backfield, and they do it to get the 1st down here.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? We've seen him toting the rock with success. Now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Got his man on the right. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that 1st down.
Well, when you're running the drag route against man coverage like that, as a quarterback, you got to put the ball out in front of your target. And when you do that, you give the guy a chance to then advance the football up the field, pick up a 1st down like they did right there.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. Touch pass on the run. He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David Carl, had push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Tackled, but he has a 1st down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And the Nittany Lions with the 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make the catch.
The incomplete pass leaves him with second down. He's looking to throw. Safe completion on the screen. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The execution on that screen pass is one that will go in a coaching clinic.
Nice execution on the screen. Allow the rush to come upfield. Now I release, get the ball to the running back. I got my playmaker in space. Nice chunk yardage play right there by the offense.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And this is a perfect situation. This is a situation, if you asked me to be in before the game, the coaches would have been in heaven. I got the football. I got the lead on their side of the field. Nice gain on first down. Same exact script. Do it again. Run the football. Run the clock. Let that thing tick down. And if we add points, we add points.
They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. In the gun, looking to throw on third down. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business. They're backed up 1st and 10 from inside their own 5, and they'll try to get this drive started. Can't hold on. He had him right down the middle, and he flat dropped it.
Nice job by this defense. You go dime package. Why? Because you know the offense is going to throw the football. Great job matching up. More skilled players on more skilled players. More speed on the field to defend the pass.
He wants to pass it on 2nd down. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. After that last big gainer, they'll put it in play 1st and 10 from their own 49. He's looking to throw it. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Well, this defense has had the QB's number all game long. One of the reasons why is because this cornerback, when he's on an island, he's winning the 50-50 balls, and he's not letting anything get thrown over his head downfield. Great job in coverage, disguising what he's doing and knocking balls away.
Reacted well to the tip, but just couldn't squeeze the football. Instead of the turnover, it'll be 3rd down.
How nice is it as a defense when you've got a corner that can play on an island and be as dominant as this guy has been all game long? You just saw another great example of it right there. Breaking on the ball and knocking it away.
Fires to the right. Almost intercepted, and that might have been the ball game if he had held on. Instead, it's 4th down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Got it in stride at the 15. Touchdown, Wolverines. And inside a minute to go, and they've got the lead.
And they're able to score on a drive where they had to have it this late in the game, and they look to their playmaker on the outside to win that one-on-one matchup.
Big-time moments. Who do you trust as a quarterback? You could tell this was a big moment. He threw it to his big play wide receiver. He knew he would come down to it, and now the big play in the 4th quarter for the touchdown.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Takes a hit as he fires. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. On third and long, he has to throw for it. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. Timeout is called by the offense. They have 14 seconds left. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He wants a big play here late. Reels it in down the left side. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. That last big play has them in business. Just outside the red zone, it's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Looking for the end zone. Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains. Timeout. Just a single second left. And this field goal attempt might be their chance to save themselves. Timeout is called with just a single second left. And this to tie us up in the final minute. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. And with a single second left, a field goal attempt to